that's the real anymore.
Right.
Jojo.
Ew. But don't I won't be.
So it's
Grandma, they can't hear us being loud.
Kevon Looney is going to the LA Lakers.
Wow.
It's actually kind of a good pickup. Not gonna lie.
Snow time Lakers.
Dude, that is why the team you're seeing. That is like a prep A team.
Are we
100%.
I think we were.
Who you mean?
Well, I was looking for some fun news. And you're seeing how keep that.
Yes.
This part
You're just
now.
gonna keep talking about facts, like
Yeah, I start recording and then just like
no, but I'm saying Annie just talking about it, recording.
yeah, essentially, yeah.
Are we like gonna begin?
Yeah, you're beginning.
It already started.
You're
man.
still in the podcast. It already started. It's actually live. There's 7 people watching.
Are you live?
No, I got on Instagram live streaming. That's why I put it on my computer. I'm being dead serious, yeah.
And I'm starting the podcast?
It already
Yeah,
started.
yep,
People
and
are
let's
watching.
go.
There's 7 people watching.
Okay.
I have to talk too.
I thought you just said we're starting the podcast.
Yeah, but like you can't move it back and forth. We're gonna talk to the same mic.
Okay.
It doesn't get the podcast. I got 2 mics. I don't know what to tell you. We don't have a producer, so
Okay. Okay. Hey guys, welcome to the Odyssey Performance Podcast. Today we are kind of dialing in on women's sports and strength training and how that's really important when you are a female athlete. And I'm here with,
Coach Ty Cox.
that's right, and
Coach Sean.
woo, get stoked, everybody.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I will tell you.
So let's just kind of get right into it.
You don't want to talk about Ty's background? Nobody knows what it is.
I
No,
know I was doing.
no, you are literally.
No, I was.
You're completely in charge. But nobody knows Ty.
Okay, tell me a little bit of background of like why you became a coach and yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. So, growing up, I played sports for everything all the way through high school. Then I kind of focused on basketball. Played JUCO and D3 basketball. And throughout that whole process, I was kind of in a spot that kind of pushed me into coaching where I was good enough where I was incentivized to keep playing, but I was never the best player on any team I was on. And so it was kind of like I had to work at things. If I worked hard, I was good enough where I could see success. It wasn't like it was so far out of reach, but I had to train. I had to do the extra thing. When I did, there was a little reward. Ended up having a nice little college career. But it definitely was not naturally gifted. I had to earn it all. And so that process of figuring out for me is what led me into coaching. While I was playing, I interned at Odyssey with Sean back in 2022. Yeah.
Home Depot.
Yeah. Yeah. Home Depot days. Went to Home Depot every day.
Right there.
And the one room days too, for all the ones who remember.
Dude,
Yeah.
easier times. It's a lot now. It's an easier time.
Yeah. Started interning there, interned throughout the summer, and wanted to go into collegiate strength and conditioning, was kind of the path.
Yeah.
And was playing basketball. Ended up just finishing my physiology degree at Cal State San Marcos. Yeah. So throughout that, I thought I wanted to do collegiate S&C. Thought I wanted to do strength and conditioning or do physical therapy. Go kind of a couple different directions.
You want to be a PT?
I did want to be PT for a little bit.
When was that?
And then I actually went and shot up PT and was like, nah, man.
I like we're
They're broken.
strength training.
They're broken. That's the thing. People don't love that. You're the PT, the Muslim's broken.
Yeah, well, that's why you go to a PT is because you're broken.
That doesn't sound
Yeah.
fun.
Well, there's a lot of frustrations too with like people who go to, like physical therapists too and not getting there like right away too, and it kind of falls on you
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
You're
It
right.
takes time.
yeah,
Takes time.
patient.
Humans are super adaptable, but not overnight.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I did all of that and kind of got back into coaching basketball and coaching. I'm a varsity assistant at Mission Vista with girls basketball. And then I've been here it's been more than 4 years. So started year 5 the past June. So been able to see the growth of the gym, not from day one, like just about day 2.
Pretty damn
Most of any coach has been here.
Yeah.
pretty
Oh,
close.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
You've been on tangent. I'm gone.
There's a lot of those. That's
A
why we got
lot
a
of 'em.
podcast.
It's a lot of tangents. This is one of them.
Seen the movie change about 20 times and the gym change
That's
back
true.
and forth.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Switching VBT systems, switching I don't know, everything.
Everything.
DRMs.
Yeah.
So what we're doing again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No shots at our current one, but we're done with them.
Yep. So, in the midst of all that too, started doing strength and conditioning at my alma mater, Mission Vista.
Woo!
Yep.
Go T-Wolves!
That's right. So working with boys, girls volleyball, boys and girls track, boys, girls basketball. Just kind of working with all of those teams for the last year and a half or so. Had a blast with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know me. I'm just the same guy.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to talk about me. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you mentioned, I mean, I've worked with boys and girls teams at Mission Vista here. That you're doing the women's volleyball program we have right now during the summer. What kind of made you get into doing that, like specifically with volleyball players?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great question. I kind of like accidentally fell into it.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I was 19 and started coaching, that was not on my radar at all. I wanted to work basketball. I wanted to work with college men's basketball, and I was like, everybody else is like, I was on the process of getting where I want to go.
Yeah.
And then as I got more experience and kept doing it, I was like, no, maybe this is not the best population for me to work with. And it kind of changed. And so my obsession as a coach is jump training and vertical jump training. Made a huge difference in my career. And I think one of the reasons I didn't progress further and play higher level basketball wasn't a skill issue. It was I flat out needed to be more athletic. And so volleyball, I learned really appreciated the pursuit of jumping higher.
Absolutely.
And so like I loved that and was obsessed with that. And then I would coach athletes in volleyball who would be obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, it's great. They want to train hard. They want to do all the things that I'm doing. Like I'm here with you. Let's go get it done.
Yeah.
And over time that just kind of grew and grew. And through now we've got a full volleyball training group. And it's really, really grown. And the basketball side just doesn't have the same appreciation for what the weight room can offer yet. I think that basketball's in there.
Yeah.
Like it's growing, but volleyball is ahead of the curve for most high school sports with like, hey, weight room is important. It matters. We gotta handle this.
Yeah.
So I kind of fell into it that way of like they cared about the stuff that I cared about and were willing to invest. And so I was like, all right, let's go all in.
Yeah.
The
For sure.
crazy thing is though, like I definitely feel like it's definitely the S&C is definitely bigger deal of the world. But at least I feel like the high school level isn't utilized at the same level. Like
Right.
it's wanted, but it's not utilized. It's utilized less.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of ironic.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like that's an
Yeah.
interesting thing.
Well, kind of like touching on one of your points of like, you know, volleyball players, like they want to jump higher, they're seeing the results. But I feel like a lot of times, you know, when you're young, you're told you need to be 6 foot to play D1. You need to be this height to be D1. But in my opinion, it really doesn't matter your height as much as your vertical. Like if you can jump really high and get on top of that ball and over the net, like
Right.
that's really all that matters. Like if you can put a ball away.
What is your touch?
Right.
Like that's the equalizer of like,
Yeah.
you could
Absolutely.
be 6'3" and have a bad vertical and your touch will still be pretty solid.
Yeah.
But if you're smaller and jump out the gym, like it neutralizes a lot.
Absolutely, because then you can kind of be a better back row hitter as well. Even if you're not being able to play forward, you're still that option in the back row to hit it and jump high and get it over the net. So, I mean, it is extremely important. I'm glad you're giving back to these younger volleyball players that want to get to that level. Maybe they're on the shorter side, but they're going to be able to get to that D1 level. Okay, yeah, I'm on the shorter side volleyball player, yeah.
She's talking about herself, right?
Well, no, I do care about the tall people, but I know being on the short side as a volleyball athlete and it being a sport where you're supposed to be tall, like you do have to work harder, and especially on your jump. And I mean, when I played and was getting the programming from John, like I needed to grow my vertical to be on the court, and I did that, but it was all owed to training and getting in the weight room and doing the right things to increase what I needed to increase. for. So it is extremely important, and I'm glad you're doing that.
And increasing the vertical. Well, also I think obviously jumping higher, increasing your vertical force output. You jump higher, 100%.
Absolutely.
But it also kind of makes you just move it more explosively.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So even the ones that aren't just directly on the outsides hitting the whole time, I think like back row players and pretty much the setters, anyone that needs to move explosively will benefit from increasing their vertical force output. I think it just as like jump training, but it's really just producing vertical force. Like we train softball and baseball, and like my fast ones jump really high.
Yeah.
So it's vertical output that just it's packaged as jumping kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
force for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I didn't know.
first question.
Yeah, you go ahead because
Okay.
I didn't know I was supposed to.
Well, I was going to answer the question. So here, I'll ask you guys. Where is women's strength and conditioning at the high school level right now, and how does it prepare them for college? So I guess you can speak on like kind of where at the high school level.
Yeah, definitely. I think that kind of like we talked about, there's an understanding that you should do it, and then there's a disconnect of like, where do I do it? How much should I do it? Do I do it while I'm playing in my season? And something we hear over and over again is like, I'm playing club, I have practices and games, and I have games this weekend, and whatever it looks like, it's like I can't do it. And it's kind of trying to explain why it's actually more important when you're doing all that kind of thing. But as far as where it's at high school wise, I think that there's kind of two things. I think a lot of people know it's important and have nothing. Don't they're like, yeah, that's a good idea, but I don't know where to start. And then there's also kind of the side of it that's like, it is, oh, we're just gonna do jumps for an hour. And there's just a lot of, oh, I just need jumps, I just need plyos, I need whatever.
Yeah.
And my kind of counter argument, something that I fight and talk to people about, is you already played volleyball for however many hours this week. You jumped a lot. Like, that's not what's making crazy changes to your vertical. Why are we adding more?
Right.
Like, that's kind of where what Deshaun was talking about is like, we probably make our volleyball athletes sprint. I know we do here, and at the same thing. More than, I don't want to say everywhere, because I don't to know everything, but anywhere that I've seen,
No, we know of.
everything that I've seen, we sprint them more than everything.
Yeah.
And it just kind of comes from that idea of like, the jump bucket is filled pretty much from the actual sport. Got to get you sprinting, we got to get you lifting, we got to get into that stuff. So it's kind of a combination of like, people don't have it, and if they do have it, they think they just need to jump more, and that's kind of not the best way to grow your game.
Yeah, and like also the other reasons why you suck at jumping, it's not just the lack of jumping. It can be. That's most times the lowest hanging fruit. But you get to like 15, 16, 17 years old, sometimes it's like, he just has force. You can't produce more force, which means you're either not pushing the ground hard enough, or your technique is so bad that it's neutralizing force, or there's some kind of leakage in the lower body, like knees are not good, ankles are not good. There's multiple reasons why you suck at producing force. It's not just like, I need to jump more. If you suck at poorly, you keep jumping poorly, you're not going to just become a better jumper, jump poorly again.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a dumb concept. It's like, fix the jump, the mechanics, the skill of it, which doesn't often get taught consistently, or it's
definitely
the force output of just put a bar on your back and slide it until you're stronger.
Yeah.
If you can push the ground way harder, you can jump higher.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah. And the technical piece too is huge. Like, obviously, if you don't have the force, then technique doesn't help you that much. But I've been surprised as the last couple of years have gotten more and more into volleyball, of like, you played for how long and your approach is not very good. Like, whereas did you never learn as a kid? Like, what was, I don't know, but we get athletes all the time where it's like, I think I can make a jump 2 inches higher today because you just learned how to move better.
Yeah.
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 It's very simple. And you ask him, if I'm asking myself the question, I think I'm gonna piss people off. I think high school SNC, it probably trash me. Like, really, like, obviously, I think there's probably good quality. And I'm just speaking of San Diego, but on the grand scale, I think it's either you're at a club. I'm gonna really piss people off. So you're at a club, and club is so easy to do. You just pay enough money, you can do club. So you can absolutely trash and horrible and still play club. So that just means now you got the strength training and club, and it has to be kind of relative to everyone in the club. Now you got bad athletes just checking the box, just training with the athletes or Division I prospects. So it's just all crap.
Right.
Or you have like another strength and conditioning where it's like, all right, I'm training female athletes. I'm speaking most of my female athletes, and they're the most fresh in the world. Can't strength train them, and so we're gonna just do weird BOSU ball crap, and that's how they're gonna get stronger. So both of those are stupid. Or you take them out of that environment, put them in like real SC, where I'm every single athlete is a Division I athlete, but you're going. It's an extra step you gotta go to. You already had your practice 3-4 days a week. You had an extra step to come here, so it's not convenient, and it's not cheap. We're not the most expensive in the world. We're not cheap, so it's $200 to $300 a month to do that. So everyone here kind of wants to be here. So whether I'm or not, the level of like we're not messing around. Let's get our done. That also elevates it and kind of makes the environment better. That kind of gets our volleyball players competing. Maybe this softball player, this I don't know, cross player jumps better than you, and that's kind of that's a gut punch right there. So now it's like I gotta lock in. Just because you are decent at your sport, which is great, that's obviously the most important thing. But if you want to get better visual quality, you gotta like really lock in. You don't get to just check a box, and that's gonna work. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
So to answer the question, most of it's trash.
Yeah.
Honestly, most of it. Like it's just like you have too much volume, or you treat girls like they're I don't know gonna break if they do things incorrectly. It's stupid.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned that it's expensive. It's an extra thing you need to do. It's not your day. You need to get in of training. You're tired for practices, things like that. But like for me, I know like playing club and things like that. I was paying all this money playing club, and I wasn't getting to the level each year that I felt was capable of or should have been at. And then I get to college and I'm introduced to, Odyssey and training and things like that. And that's when I really feel like the jump is finally being made of like, oh, like I'm finally excelling in this skill that's taken me so long to get better at. And I played club for so long, and it should have been getting so much better and all this stuff. But it actually took doing the right training and like building my leg muscles, building my vertical, building my agility, and those things to actually be able to apply those things to getting better in skills on the court. So, yeah.
I mean, I know we're talking about volleyball specifically, but I think that's across the board.
Absolutely.
Sports. I feel like and this is a general thing. So again, I'm probably taking some people out of situations, but I just feel like women's sports or women's conditioning is not. It's getting better, but it's not quite at the same focus as the men's side.
Yeah.
And I've obviously made videos about this many times, but I just think it's not quite the same level. And I think that just kind of starts to trickle down where at least men's sports, which it's not as common, I'm more speaking on women's, the strength conditioning most times within the club program of volleyball, softball, whatever it is most times like a convenience, I'll give you my friend kind of thing. Its mentality is like, let's just have fun, which is fun. Have fun, yes. Also, at a certain point, being good is fun. Being better than one is fun. Not having to pay for college is fun. Like, there's a lot of things that's more like that's also fun, even though it might be hard. Because something's challenging, just something difficult to do doesn't mean it's not. It's not gonna be rewarding, essentially.
Absolutely.
So, if I just have women's sports, was it women's? Yeah. Women's strength and conditioning. I do think that mindset switch between let's just kind of have fun, this and that, and whatever, and we don't need to go straight to the deep end of like maybe men's football. It needs to be like that hardcore all the time. But I do think there's a level between where we can get our stuff done, but still have fun, still have a safe environment, but also like let's get stuff done.
Yeah, well, like that's what coaching is. It's like I need to meet you where you're at, and then I take you where you want to go.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not going to approach the high school football coach because it's not meeting you where you're at. But at the same time, I met you there, we're staying here. Like I met you here, and we're going to go this direction. We're going to move. We're going to progress, and it's not going to just stay. Oh well, you don't feel like it today. Whatever, you can stay how you are. No.
Yeah.
I met you here, and we're going somewhere. Like, go somewhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I even put down like just talking about like ACL injuries. I mean,
yeah,
I haven't been to school in about 10 years, so you want to break down what women get ACL injuries more than do?
There's maybe a couple potential reasons, but like the bottom line is it happens at least twice as often, if not more than that. two female athletes compared to male athletes, and so there's a risk. I don't want to say like, oh yeah, you should be scared every time you leave your front door, but like there is more of a risk in women's sports than in men's sports, and that's kind of where the data is at right now. So there's some mechanisms that can help you out, and I'm not saying that I can magic and I can guarantee that you will never be injured ever again if you train with me, but there's a lot of things that can help your odds a lot, and getting stronger is one of them. And like preparing your body in more ways than only playing your sport all the time. Like we talk about it at least, I don't know, almost every time we see each other. And that's a lot. The last 4+ years of like, you need to be a good athlete. You can't just be a good volleyball player or a good softball player or a good soccer player or whatever, fill in the blank with whatever you like to play. You have to be a good athlete. You have to be able to sprint and jump and change direction and be strong and be coordinated, and be all around, because in your sport you do the same thing over and over and over and over and over, and that exposes you to potential weaknesses. And so we do things in here that are not mimicking your sport, and so some people will be like, "Oh, why are you doing that?" And like, for the exact reason, it's not mimicking your sport. You're not exposed to this ever.
Yeah.
You need to have some exposure to that.
Yeah.
I think there's a weird. Sorry, yeah.
No.
I think there's a. I'm just making up likelihood and stuff, but I feel like ACL injuries have gotten more frequent as time's gone on. It's probably a lot of reasons. Better you jump higher and faster means like the forces are high. But also, I do think that because of how the sports are structured, of like a lot of kids play one sport year round, right? And I think I goes back to men's women's mentality. I think at a young age, it's normal for like my 9-year-old boy athletes to play multiple sports because their friends also can play multiple sports. And I think with on the younger side with the women's my female athletes, they find one sport they like. They kind of like, they never want to try a different sport, and the parents are forced to try a different sport. And then they have a friend that plays the same sport. Now they're locked to that sport they're doing.
Yeah.
And so I think that plays a factor into, like he said, the ACL injuries, just injuries in general, because you use this, there's certain sports that require certain muscles that you use over and over again. I think we're talking about two sports, mostly softball and volleyball, that, and correct me if I'm wrong, most of the positions in both sports, it just there's like specific skill sets you do and specific movements you do, and you really only play that one position. Like in volleyball, maybe at the younger age you move around, but you get to high school and you got to the college, you got to, like, yeah, outside of college, that's shit. Even your left, people on the left side, no, wrong terminology, people on the left side on the left side, on the right side, the left side. So the way they jump was always the same.
Yeah.
Like you always played in the back. Like there's certain things everyone always does. And softball, pitchers literally only pitch. And like first, like this certain position, they only do one thing. So here, at least Odyssey, and just like I think strength conditioning in general, at least good one is, it's like you said, you really should be able to watch a strength conditioning session. And besides maybe the T-shirt they have on, you should really know what sport they play.
Yeah.
Like to an extent. Like I get maybe softball, a little more rotation work, maybe, but like for the most part, 85% of the session, you should know, oh, that's a softball, because everything is freaking looking like they're swinging the bat.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
everything they do in volleyball training, just jumping over something or jumping touch something. Like 10%, 5%.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that plays to the ACL injuries of, like, I mean, you can get to the anatomy of hips and thing,
Right.
like why there's angles are different and stuff. But I also do think it's just doing the same damn thing over and over and over again.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and I think like, I don't know, like getting into strength training, conditioning, things like that. Like you guys are not only like telling us the exercise to do, the movement that's going to help us, but you're looking at our form, looking at what foot are we pushing, like our approach steps. Are we jumping up, landing on both feet? Are we landing more on one side than the other? Like you're looking at the things that, to be honest, a lot of volleyball coaches, they're just looking at the volleyball stuff. So are you getting over the net? Are you terminating the ball? Are you hitting it out? Are you curving? Like, are you looking so much at the form as
Get the
should,
jump. Yeah,
to be honest with you? And I think that's why we see a lot of injuries like that, because they're looking at them in the air and they're hitting, but then all of a sudden they come down. You didn't notice that all their weight's been on their side this whole time. It came down this time and their ankle wasn't able to hold up anymore, you know, or their knee wasn't able to hold themselves up anymore. So I think a lot of it comes from some negligence from volleyball coaches, but it's also like that's why you need that extra.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't
like add that onto your routine,
yeah.
so that you can avoid those
Yeah.
things. You know,
I just think it's beneficial to just do what you do at a high level. So like, let the volleyball coach, and then let us do our job. I personally hate it. And I know, obviously, you're an assistant coach now. You're a coach.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not against it. Get the logistics of it, but at a certain level, and if like you have the budget for it and you have the resources for it, let the strength coach be the strength coach, the volleyball coach be the volleyball coach. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
So it's like really, it's not their job to really look at the landing mechanics if it doesn't affect the outcome of the sport. You know what I'm saying? Of like,
Mhm.
obviously, there's a general, you should understand safety, yes. But if I'm a volleyball coach, I'm just thinking as a basketball coach, I did for years, is if I'm watching this game, I'm not really looking at how he's landing. If he has an injury, did you put the ball in the basket? Did you make the right pass? Like, there's so many other things you got to do as a coach in the sport. The sport itself is like, I'm watching the game, I'm looking at her land. Like, I know girl has had a left leg injury. She's, I'm like, I'm watching that left leg, and if I see something, that's my job to go in. When I was at your school, I'm behind the bench. I would point those things out to either assistants or the head coach. I'm like, hey, this person has a sprained ankle 2 weeks ago. Yeah, they're playing, but she is favoring that leg, which means the other one's going to get up more for what's going on. And because again, the coach, your coach, has 1,000 other things she's looking at. So it's like, I do think there should be a little bit of separation. I think that's when people start to kind of go a little gray area, when they try too much to do both. I think that's really hard. It's really hard. I think that goes back to the club thing. I think get them out of the sport and away from the sport and focus on
Yeah.
and then go back, kind of keep them separate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I tried off. You don't say.
No, that was pretty much. I mean, I do think there's certain things. I personally think there are certain like mechanics and things like that
Yeah.
coach should be keeping a better eye on, because I don't know, like there's just some instances where it can be good if they were.
Yes. So,
I mean, yes, I definitely think everyone should have a strength training person there to be able to kind of help and do those things, and like you were there at USK and things like that. But I do also think that, coaches can pay better attention.
yeah, for sure.
Because it's not always an ankle injury that's the outcome. It can be mishit or things like that, and it can be because of your form and how you went into that. So it's just like,
At the college level, someone should make a very bare bone entry level S&C certification. Not training cert. I think those are crap. But like an actual S&C certification that's not a full blown CSCS. I think that's like a big extreme.
yeah,
I think to me, if you are a collegiate, any level, collegiate sport coach, you should have at least. I mean, if you don't have a minor in kinesiology, there should be some level of exercise science. Because to me, you're exercising, so exercise science floor that every coach should have.
Yeah.
Which I think would cover what you're saying.
You just got to have an understanding of how your whole body works.
Yeah.
Or like kind of a full tangent we talk about forever is like sport coach conditioning, of like why
Yeah.
a lot of the things that are done. So it's like you need to have an understanding of how does the human body work, because that's your whole job, is get these humans to do tasks.
Absolutely.
That's like,
I mean, they focus on like sport psychology classes for like the mental side of it and kind of learning how to understand the athlete. But then there's also the side of you need to understand how to understand the athletes, like why their body's doing this and why they're operating this way. How can you fix it? Fix their form, fix like things like that. So there are some things that would be helpful for coaches.
You can speak to this one. I've known you for a while. Yeah. As I have, how does getting strong actually change a girl's confidence on the court or the field? It's like so a lot of times, the athlete themselves and sometimes the parents of the athlete, they don't encourage their others or their women to strength train because of fear of getting bulky, which is it's a whole nother tangent. But like just like don't factor in the confidence that plays into like the athleticism, not just the adaptation, but the actual, I guess, mental adaptation you get from training. You can probably speak to how like affects your confidence, can indirectly or directly affect your actual.
Yeah. I mean, it affected, like, for me, my confidence affected a lot. It made me so much more just like trusted myself more, I guess. There were like balls that maybe years prior I was like, oh, I'm not even gonna go for it. I have no chance of getting the ball or anything like that. But when I'm training, we're doing sprints, like we're getting fast, and I'm like, we're running miles, like I'm going after that ball because I know I can do it. Like I'm in the weight room, we're doing the cone drill where there's 4 cones and shuffling. I'm making those movements fast off the court. There's no reason I can't do it on the court. So it kind of like let me see like my capabilities a little more.
Yeah.
And honestly, kind of diving into like the mile we did. Yeah, I hated it. Sean knows that I hated it more than probably any athlete on that team.
You probably let him know in the moment.
Every time.
But you know what? I ran a smile I ran in my life. And it helped me with my mental game so much. Because I'm like, if I can run a mile, which I never would have thought I could ever do.
You play volleyball, you run like 20 feet.
Max.
Right. And in school, I'm jogging it the last person. Like, I'm going to be completely honest. Coach Miriam would know that. I'm jogging it. I'm walking in. Like, I hated doing that long distance running. But then here, kind of having come in, I didn't have an option to get out of it. Like, having to overcome that just helped me translate that mindset on the court of, hey, there's like these really hard moments that are so mentally tolling, but I can overcome it because I'm over here running a 7:20 mile when 2 years ago I'm running a 10 minute to 11-minute mile, you know? So, like,
no lie.
What?
So 11.5. What?
It was 11.5.
I was like,
there was one time I ran a 9 and my body felt like crap because, but 7:20 I ran and I was able to overcome that here, overcome my like negative mindset about it. So I was able to do that on the court, like because I was out here building my strength and confidence in the weight, you know. And also, a big thing as a volleyball player is you got to stay low. You got to stay low. You got to stay in your posture. And it's so annoying to say, but it's so true. And coming here and doing, I'm doing front squats, back squats.
Pass the grass, baby.
Pass the grass. And like, gotta be in your low position, you know? And so getting on the court, I'm like, this is easy because I have this 200-pound bar on my back that I'm getting asked to grass with. If I do that, I can be on with no bar on my freaking back and stay low that entire time. So that was definitely something that helped my confidence of like, I know I'm low right now because I'm able to do this in the weight room and nothing on my back right now.
Bossy ball prepare you to do really hard things. Like that's like the simplest way to explain this. Sometimes like you can throw away the sports science side of it. Sometimes you just think like sometimes you got to just do hard shit and do hard shit. And like, learn how to deal with it and like tough it out and gather your teammates together, get through hard shit together. That's what the mile was. The mile has no benefits to volleyball besides it sucks. You never have to do this, and there's no reason why to do it. You just got to do it. Just get it done and be good at it. Don't lose. That mindset carries you so far.
The ability to compete at anything.
Yeah.
Just like, this is going to be terrible, but I want to beat you anyway. Let's go.
And also, like, being in the room and having to do these workouts, like, we're going. And I mean, we get little breaks here and there, but like on the volleyball court, there's rallies where you like go. And whatever team is standing at the end of it is who's probably going to win the rally. And we saw that at USK. And I'm sure you're seeing that at Mission Vista. It's like, we're training so hard and we're going. And then that translates to the court of this long rally. That other team's gas at the end of it. Not making runs after the ball. And we send this smart shot because we're still like, up and able to do it because we've taken the work off the court, and then you're getting the reward in the end. If we win this point, sometimes it's game point, and you win that point because you're able to put through the long rally. So I would say that built your confidence too, because if you're out there winning and conquering the other team, like absolutely, you're gonna feel great about yourself. And me personally too, when I'm strong, I'm like, this is like everything to me, honestly, especially with like being a woman and everything, and you face a lot of challenges and things like that. But when you're in the weight room lifting heavy, like forget about everything. You're like, I'm such a badass, to be honest with you, and make you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a part that kind of ties into that whole getting bulky thing. I think beyond the sport itself, no matter what, the sport ends relatively soon in your adult life. And so it's like the confidence off the court, off the field, to just handle whatever challenges that you need to handle being a woman in the world.
Yeah.
And make it easy. I'm not saying obviously go back to a 220. It's going to make you Superman, but like I think there's something to be said like going into a gym for the first time, predominantly male dominated area, and then not ever doing it, squatting a bar, and then 2-3 years later squatting. I don't know what is calorie squat, but like 183.
A lot.
You know what I'm
Freaking
saying?
lot.
Like 180
Yeah.
for 3. You can go down the list of some of our female athletes of what they've done from day one to now, and I do think they walk around more confident. They're more confident in life, because they've done things that's really hard to do.
Absolutely.
Like done things that like I can say confidently most of their friends don't strength train. I'm not gonna just say here, just in general, that we train, probably never imagine doing. And like that kind of makes them like they kind of find their thing.
Yeah.
So now yeah. I never understood the whole bulky thing. I think it's an insane concept. I wish it was that easy. Feels that easy to be bulky.
Fat.
Holy crap! Honestly, it wouldn't be a thing. I'd be a professional athlete. Feels like if I just play basketball enough, I'll just become LeBron. How amazing that would be.
That'd be awesome.
That's the same logic.
Yeah.
It's like I don't play basketball too much. I might be LeBron James. Shit, this gym would not be a thing.
I would love to be
Like,
like
right? Oh, dude, if I just freaking play the trumpet enough, I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Why would you not do it then? Like that's crazy. It's not that simple. Like it's not just a direct correlation. So it's like I hope that being here, at least a few athletes we interact with, like obviously we want to be the lead of their sport and all of that, but then just like I want to leave here when the time is done and just be elite shooters. Just go out and be badass human beings and be confident and be assertive and do whatever you need to do. And like, if you play your sport in college, that's awesome. It's great. But like, if you leave me super confident, knowledgeable, and I don't know, like build that, I guess confidence, for lack of better words, confidence in the weight room, outside the weight room, that is world class right there.
Absolutely.
I'm cool.
Well, that's why it's start like as we were talking about like the strength training conditioning in high school. That's why it's a start at a younger age because like when I was younger, this wasn't really big. Like when we were in high school, it wasn't huge.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have mission to then, and I do think that was like the missing piece that was genuinely needed for us to succeed just a little bit better. Like in these certain games, we barely lost. You know, it's just because we were lacking in the confidence, we were lacking in the strength like department. To be completely honest with you, like we didn't have what it takes, and now I wish I could go back and have you train us, you know, and like have that kind of program that would get us to that level. And I think that's why it's so just genuinely important that you start. I mean, your freshman year of high school or younger, because the earlier you get it, like the better you're going to be in the long run of like playing at the highest level, highest stage in college at the D1 level,
And
you know.
less likely to get injured. Like the older you get, the more broken.
Absolutely.
So it's like we got 8, 9 was a train our like elementary class. And like, we got 2 dancers in our elementary class. They're like force to body weight ratio, like strength to body weight ratio. They're our strongest kids.
Absolutely.
Just they have that body awareness, they have that control, they listen better. Oh my God, it's a whole nother girls listen 10.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
If I could learn one thing in my 12 years of training athletes, it is that girls listen at a 92% way better rate than guys do.
Yeah.
Like it's like that. Starting younger, like your sport's more dangerous than the way around.
Yeah.
Most things in here are controlled, like for the most part.
Mhm.
Like it's nothing. I mean, you softball, you're standing on the mound and a girl taking a piece of metal and smacking the ball back at your face. It's way more dangerous than you jumping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Volleyball, you're jumping, hitting a ball and shoot. You're jumping, trying to block a ball, some face over the net, girls smack a ball at your face. Like that is 10 times more dangerous than you.
Or you got Annie when you kind of deal with it after they crush the ball.
Yeah.
Dude, it doesn't tip it.
You're gonna
Yeah. Your block is you just gotta deal with it.
yeah, you gotta slam your body right back
As
up.
far as it, what 10 foot line, 10 feet behind that, it's 20 feet.
Well, I'm not supposed as middle back, you're not supposed to get that ball, but
So then you're like probably 15 feet away from the net at any time.
if I
10-foot line behind that, right?
at the back,
Yeah.
I'm probably let's see, a volleyball court is 30 feet. So from the net as a middle back, 25 feet away from the net.
20 feet away.
So I'm running 15 feet, which I should this is not what people should do as a middle back. There's balls that are about to drop. You got to run, and get that ball.
So at any point, you are about, you said 15 feet?
Yeah.
About 5 to 7 yards away from a girl jumping up, hitting a ball as hard as she can at you. About 5 to 7 yards away. That is insanely dangerous. Like hitting a ball at what, 50 miles an hour down? I don't know how hard it is in volleyball, but it's gotta be like 45 miles an hour. Something like that. Anyways, faster than 5. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
So like that's way more dangerous than strength and conditioning. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk real quick before we got there on like collegiate strength and conditioning. You can talk on the volleyball side. I thought you'd probably bring up like SMU stuff like that. And I can bring some about stuff. But I want people to understand like that bullshit shit is not gonna like that's more of a story. It's like that ball crap or that I'm pissed people off. What's the thing called? With the little bag or the little long tube thing?
Oh,
What's that called?
I don't know. I think so. I think it's
that's
Viper.
not doing anything. That's not like I get it. I understand it. I get the science behind it. But holy crap. Like, if you're undertrained, doing that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that makes no sense.
No, I'm with you 100%.
Learning how to drift when you can't drive a car is stupid. Learn how to drive the car.
When your car has a terrible engine, you can't even,
Like, what are we doing?
Like, I'm right there with you. And so,
go ride a Honda Civic. Let's ride a Honda Civic. Like, what are we doing here? Like, that's what it is. You have to engine a Honda Civic. We're trying to go ride the whip, and we're not go riding. Like, this is
no, for sure. And
pissed off now.
At the collegiate level, and what conversations I had with my high school girls all the time, how do we got to do this? Well, I don't want to. And I'm like, do you want to play collegiately? And they're like, yeah. Like, well, you realize every day touching a ball, you're probably touching a barbell. Like, you're not getting to stand on both the balls. You don't get to do random stuff. It's like, no, you need to be stronger.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have every metric on a force plate. They're going to have velocity-based training. They're going to have all the things, all the toys. And they're going to know, like, do you be today or did you not?
You can tell there's no poster balls on ice. You can tell. We have none. We have none.
You can get that. We have none. Yeah.
After if there's any doubt, it's gone.
Any doubt that we have poster balls, we don't have any.
Yeah.
Newsflash. Sorry, continue.
And Anthony Cox was the coach at SMU, the strength and conditioning coach. And he puts a lot of stuff on his program. It's super fun for me to like learn and absorb everything. I bought a couple of programs. But what he says all the time is like, you can't do load management if there's no load. Like if you didn't, that's like duh, right? But if like you didn't like work hard in the first place, there's no like, oh, I got a game this weekend, or I'm in season, or I'm playing club, so my season is year round. It's like, no, we gotta put some stress on your body so you can adapt. Just the Odyssey Classic, adapt or die. We got to put some stress on you.
Or die.
Put some stress on your body so that we can get the things we want, the changes we want, and then you get to go and be good at your sport. That's kind of what I've been able to learn from that, and then also doing some collegiate internships myself, watching a bunch of sports, but volleyball included. Of like, we gotta put some load on. We gotta make this challenging. We gotta apply stress to your body so that we get some adaptations. That's kind of, Kinesis 101 is that right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I mean, adding stress to your body is the same thing. You get on the court, you're gonna have so much stress, so much pressure. Like, again, overcoming it away from the court first, and then getting on the court and being like, oh my God, this is way more simpler. Like I overcame it in this environment. I can overcome it here too. Translating what you do in the weight room to everything, and not even just your sports. Everything. You're actually learning and you lessons that will help you be a better person and have a better mindset entirely.
I think softball is a little bit more to the core of like strength and conditioning. I think softball is a little bit closer to like baseball and football in terms of like the collegiate weight room.
Yeah.
I do have noticed. I mean, we've inherited in the last like 2 years a core of softball players, like going 5 and then just kind of blew up from there.
So,
but I think the only thing we did, I guess, different or like what makes us special is it goes back to what I said. We just train them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I've used Cass for example. She throws like 69. She's like on the borderline of 70. And when I met her, I might be wrong. She was throwing like 62, 63 maybe. And I was like, what's the goal? She's like 65. I'm like, well, shoot, why don't you go for 70? And like in her head, I can't do that. I'm like, well, why not? Like, just aim for 70. If you fail, you make more than 65.
Yeah.
Like, it's like that, how we switched that. And then honestly, shit, we just back square head, press, press. You're gonna power clean. Like,
You're
it's not, you're gonna sprint.
Especially the volleyball side, like, you gotta sprint.
What's more neurologically taxing than sprinting? Not many things. Like, you're gonna sprint. You're going to jump. My softball players, I force them. They still do the same jump training that our volleyball players. Like, pretty much the high school volleyball players, softball players, they train the same group here.
Yeah.
And we got volleyball players going D1 and the softball players going D1. So like, shit worked out for them.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like they're competing with people they're not used to. Going back to the actual collegiate side, like it's simple. Y'all look at a lot of strength and conditioning programs and they trap hard lift, they overhead press, some bench press, some don't bench press. Actually, a lot more than I thought bench press, which kind of reconfirmed like there's some value in that. Actually more than I thought Olympic lift, which is refreshing. That's not a big Olympic lifter. Like I'll enjoy it. I think there's a lot of benefits from it.
Yeah.
Just think they do speed training. They don't like they have obviously the arm carriers, they have that. But I think that the misconception that a lot of I'm going to talk on the softball side, S&C in that the arm care is strength training.
Yeah.
Like it's the same whole load management thing. It's like obviously you got to do your arm carry. Yes, that should kind of just baked into your S&C, and then that should be like on top of the stuff. Like that's not the core of it. Like the core of your strength training is not some weird Viper rotational thing. The core of your training should be some kind of squat pattern, some kind of pressing pattern, some kind of hinging pattern. Everybody else should be your main meat and potato. Not going back to this basketball, not some weird bossy ball flamingo looking shit.
Yeah.
Like that's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's like that whole like, adapt as a joke say, like it's true. It's like your body, you're either going to die or you want to adapt.
Yeah.
And people die. So it's like you got no choice but to adapt and kind of
5 years, nobody's died?
No one died.
Yeah.
Like so like it's just that like the stress causes the body to adapt. So it's like, all right, you gotta stress the body to make it adapt to get to the things you want to get to.
Yeah.
That's really the only secret. That's what's really cool the football side of things here. Is like we just train them like they're athletes. Don't really care what your gender is. Like that doesn't really matter in the core of it. Like every individual person, different Ty's a guy, you're a girl. That doesn't determine how I talk to Ty, how I talk to you.
Right.
You are this person A, Ty's this person B, and person C, person D, person E. I might talk to you guys differently, but my level of standards, my respect for you as a human being, and like, can I get you to be an elite human, doesn't change whether you're a girl or a guy. So it's like I am just as hard on my soft players, the ones that are objectively better at their sport than I've ever been in my sport, still just as hard on them as I am on my football guys, as I am on my random 9-year-olds. Like, I'm the same person for everyone, and I think there's pros and cons. And I'm sure I've pissed off people before, but I've also treated every human being with the respect that like I'm gonna make you badass if we lock in.
Yeah.
Whatever that is for you, whatever that is at this moment, I will make you a badass if you just trust us. And it's kind of what I think is required to be at the collegiate level, softball and volleyball. It's like, one, are you physically prepared for the weight room? Because I think also, sorry, I'm going on a long tangent, but I think also in the weight room side, there's nothing more refreshing than a college strength coach coming in and you get a freshman that just knows how to move. They can do all the lifts at a professional level. Like, because everyone has their own way of they train people. So it's like, I might do this and this, and then this collegiate coach might do this and this. But our job at the private sector, the high school level, is to expose them to like have good strength and conditioning, but still expose them to different things. So over the course of a year, our kids, they bench, they have periods where they're doing cleats, periods of time doing snatches, a period of time with landmine press, push press, bench press, floor press. Like we expose them to variations in their main lifts so that when they get to college,
they're ready.
Whatever lifts that collegiate program does, they've done those seven things.
Right. Well,
That's what
I mean, I'll be honest, like going into college, we had a strength training like program we do over the summer and things like that. But I mean, me personally, like I had never done anything like that. I never did
Right.
strength training. I never learned the form. I never learned the names of them. Like on paper, it says like power cleans. What the hell is power clean? Like I genuinely had never done it
Yeah.
before. And so like it is so important that when you're young and in high school and getting the right training, because you get to college and like there's fitness tests. They're testing you on things that you were doing over the summer. And that's why I always say, like, if you're being recruited by a school, you better have a training foundation or a background with you so that you're ready for what you're going to do. Because
What the fuck for 5 now?
right,
For NIL,
Yeah.
like with the NIL and long, you can be going against grown ass women.
right,
Yeah.
My girl, 24. Like,
Right.
remember the middle at your school?
yeah.
She's like older than me.
We
She's like
played
29.
we played a 28-year-old or 32-year-old who had 2 kids.
See, when you're playing for a mortgage, that's different.
Right.
Like,
Different.
you're 17, you're
same.
playing against a grown woman, that's different. Like, yeah, your little shit ain't gonna compare you to go against that grown woman.
Right.
The answer is it's not.
Right.
Ever stopped by JUCO sports on any level? Like, dude,
Oh, at level.
nothing was ever gonna prepare you for JUCO basketball. Like,
right.
it's just different. You have to be prepared as a high school student until you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
that.
100%. I mean, it's like so necessary because I will say my freshman year, we didn't actually like follow through with fitness tests.
I
However,
wasn't there, was I?
you weren't there
Oh.
yet. No, so that's why I was so confused on like
Like,
what
I
are
would
these?
for sure.
Like, oh, power cleans and we're doing deadlifts. I'm like, what is this? You know? And the next year, obviously, I was prepared for that summer program was given because we had worked with you. But like,
Yeah.
again, those freshmen coming in the next year who hadn't worked with you were like, what is this? You know, because when you're a college athlete, whether you're going into your first college season or every year after that, you're already in college, you're getting that program that you have to do and you have to do it correctly for it to be effective. So that's why you need to know all the things you can know to be able to do these movements and get these workouts done so that you can be successful and you can pass the fitness test and be someone on the court.
In play. Dude,
Right.
you want to be there for 5 years and sit the bench.
Right.
Sounds horrible.
Right. Because if you're showing your coach, oh, they're like, go do the power clean. And you're like not pushing your elbows, you're just standing up, you're not jumping. Like, you know,
There shouldn't be a direct like correlation in the delivery to the court, but I'd be lying if I didn't say like a sport person doing. If you look horrible in the weight room, that's going to affect how they look.
It
at you.
is.
I don't care if you're good. They're gonna be like, yeah. Like if you're a fringe
Right.
player and weight room, you look horrendous.
Mhm.
You're probably not playing.
Right. it shows that you're not prepped.
You're
Like
not
you're
ready.
not
Mhm.
ready for it. And
Yeah.
so that's like my fear for athletes who are getting the right strength training stuff right now or aren't doing the extra work. And I totally understand it's hard. I totally understand it sucks sometimes. Like working is not meant to be easy, but let me tell you, like the reward is literally everything. Like you literally, like I got to be playing for 4 straight years because I got my freshman year to work with you, you know, because I worked my
Yeah.
ass off, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. But like other players are just coming in and you expect to just get on work. It's like your coach is seeing you deadlift and not doing any right form. And it translates to the court end of
It does.
coachability and things like that. And like
Yeah.
how much are you willing to do to get to the next level? And
Yeah.
grow, you know?
Yeah.
Wait, sports is pro sports today.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
you're getting paid to play this game. That sounds like a pro.
Professional.
Absolutely.
Like you're a professional. Like not only should you want to be prepared to step into that, like I'm a professional. I got to take care of my skills stuff. I got to take care of my strength conditioning. You got like when you're in high school, you kind of treat it like college. When you get to college, you got to go to class. Coach is
Right.
going to check. You got to do your strength conditioning. You got to play your sport. Like that's your job. And if you kind of do like that earlier, and you step into it prepared, and it's not I don't know how to handle all of this, and I've got all these different things. And like being a freshman in college is hard in
It's
general.
not really hard.
It's in
Yeah.
general if you don't play a sport, and then
Yeah.
when you play a sport and are paid to do it, it's even harder.
Because
But-
that coach's job is to win. So now
Right.
I'm paying
Yeah.
you however much I'm paying you, and I don't pay my bills unless you do your job well. They're gonna be on your ass about it.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Right. It's 100% a job that you have to work hard for. And it's also helping you for the real world. So why not? Again,
Learning how to manage all of that, life never gets that much simpler.
right.
Like it just changes what are the things taking your time. Like in high
Mhm.
school, it might be school, and then whatever we're talking about. And then you go to college, and it's same things. Then you graduate, and then it's the job and the this and that and all of the different pieces. It never really is like, oh, yeah, I actually have a lot of free time right now.
Well, and in life, you can't half-ass stuff. Like, you can't half-ass being a parent. You can't half-ass doing a full-time job. Like, you have to, or else you're going to get fired or your kid's going to get taken away from you. Like, you have to be, sorry, but you have to be 100% committed.
That's that's such
Okay,
a
well,
dramatic. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's just like,
yeah,
oh,
if
God.
you sign yourself up for something, you need to be 100% committed to it. And that's the same thing with the sport. Like, you chose this route. The route didn't choose you. You chose to get to this destination. Now, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to be 100% committed, or are you going to half-ass it and you're going to be at the bottom level and you're going to wonder, what am I like? Why am I not getting what I'm putting in? Well, you are getting what you're putting in. It's not putting enough. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, yeah, that's all I got. I think it's like we're like an hour now. I probably should end this thing. Any closing thoughts?
start training now if you haven't started.
Mine is just
Yeah.
female athletes. There's a lot. I think we've made a lot of strides in strength and conditioning, and I'm only saying it from the outside looking in. But like, I just think there's more strides. I think we just gotta switch the mindset. Switch the mindset.
Yeah.
People got to stop holding people's hands. Oh, this is a cute down. This music's so playing. I don't know if they can hear this, but yeah. Anyway, thoughts with that. You want to say something real quick?
No, that's it.
Music's
Just like
flashing.
the same kind of thing. It's grown a lot, and got to keep growing, and don't avoid stress. Lift.
Yeah.
Push through it.
Force is force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls, get bulky. It's not a bad thing. Be strong. Be the strongest person. I mean it. Be a badass. Sorry.
And we don't use those balls. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, don't
All
forget
right.
that too.
We're out of here. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
This is great. I didn't record any of it.